Welcome to the NYXUS podcast, guys. Tonight, Wednesday night, I am joined by Ralph from REOG. What's up, Ralph?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to have you here. You want to introduce yourself? What are you doing with the band? Give us a short introduction of the band.
My name is Ralph. I play bass and background vocals for REOG. REOG is a classic or melodic metal band out of Los Angeles. Been on the scene for maybe 10 to 15 years. Um,
Awesome. Well, it's very nice to have you here. I'm just showing real quick you guys' link tree. That way people could see where they could find you. Heavy metal band from Los Angeles. Well, good to have you with us. What's the story behind the band name?
so the band name is actually an Indonesian word. It's an Indonesian like cultural dance out of Ponorogo in Java Island. And our lead singer and rhythm guitar player, Sammy, who started the band, he's originally from Indonesia. And yes, the name kind of ties it back to his culture.
Very nice. I think it's something about a dance, about darkness. If you guys go on their website, you can see the explanation there. I was reading it up last night, and it's very interesting. Very interesting name, and very interesting what it's inspired from. How did you guys meet up? How did the band get started?
Um, the original band, Sammy's the only one left from that. And yeah, so they were around for a while. And then the current band, we all kind of found each other through various means. So yeah, they found me online. And um, yeah, so I joined the band maybe about 8 years ago, and our drummer John joined in 2020, right before everything shut down. Um, yeah, so we've been playing with the three of us for about 3 years.
Very nice, very nice. You guys been doing a lot of shows?
We were doing a lot of shows. Um, yeah, we had a very busy 2022, and then this year we've been focusing on recording an album, and we had a regional tour in Texas, and also had a about a month-long tour in Indonesia. So that's been our main touring activity this year.
That's pretty cool to be able to tour the U.S. and Indonesia in the same year, plus recording a whole new album.
Yeah, it's been great.
So how'd you get started in music?
I've been playing. My mother played piano, and my family was from a musical background. I played saxophone in high school, and later got more interested in like rock music and liked like the formation of bass melodies. So I picked up the bass guitar. I actually originally played bass guitar, not originally guitar, and yeah, that's basically it. Stuck with it for about 20 years now.
Very cool. Uh, who's your influence? Like your biggest influence in music?
I mean, originally I was a huge Cliff Burton fan, Metallica. Just yeah, the whole image and what he brought to the bass, like the melodic element and the rhythmic element he brought. Um, and then besides that, I love Steve Harris. I love Joey DeMaio from Manowar.
So a lot of different inspiration. I guess that helps build up your sound.
Yeah, definitely.
How are you guys building the new music? How are you guys? What's the creative process?
Well, the current album is actually mostly re-recordings of songs that Sammy had written before. And there's songs that are basically our live staples. So we want to put out a more current version, like showcasing what we bring live right now. We want to incorporate, the sound with our current drummer John, because it's a bit different than what we've had in the past. So we're trying to, give people that live experience through the album. Um, Beyond that, we have new songs that we're working on that they can have various processes. A lot of them were started by Sammy, that he had a concept, and then we kind of work it out. We all bring our own parts into it, our own thoughts into it. Um, yeah, other songs might be, one of us brings an idea, one of us brings lyrics. There's a lot of ways you can go.
What's your definition of success personally? Like for you, like what would success be?
I mean, personally, it would be just even to just go out on any night and have enough of a following that um, we can fill a room with people that are very excited to see us. Just have that experience of interacting with the crowd, like an excited crowd that is there every night. So for me, that would be enough to count as success.
That's your definition of success. There's no wrong answer to this question. It's very personal. It's
Mhm.
very everybody has their own, you know, goals and their own aspirations. So, how do you find inspiration for your music?
Um, Music wise, I guess it would be kind of like finding a rhythm or finding a certain sound combination notes that sticks in your head. So it might be jamming, and if you feel something that just feels like it could lead to something, and kind of work that out. Lyrically, I like to work off themes of I like movies a lot, and like to incorporate movies into song ideas and kind of build like a whole theme around like my own personal feelings that interact with the concept of the movie or something else.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I've seen a lot of songs. Well, I know of a rapper, and a metal band that get inspired like that from horror movies.
Mhm.
Uh, it's pretty cool. What strengths do you think it takes to be a good musician?
I mean, mostly persistence. You're going to go through a lot of ups and downs. Everything's not going to come to you right away, so you really have to be able to sit through everything and work through it. Beyond that, especially as bass guitar, it's about being able to listen back to everyone else, and have that interaction with the rest of the band, and really try to feel out you know a coherent sound.
Yeah. How does music help you in other areas of your life? Like, do you find like music is a big help like during your day to day life?
Yeah, definitely. Just yeah, it's hard to put, but just the way it allows you to you know express yourself in a different way, and to just get more in touch with your own thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that music is very good for your mental health, very good for your mood, for your. I mean, there's a playlist for every mood that you could feel right now. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure if you go on Spotify and you just type your mood, you'll find at least five playlists. So,
Yeah, especially like 2020, when there wasn't much to do and couldn't really go out and do a lot. Music was, we talk about this all the time, how important it was to have music in our lives, to constantly have something to look forward to.
absolutely. 2020 is when pretty much I started making music again
Mhm.
because everybody had time. That's all we had time for. I'm originally from Montreal, Canada, and we were
Yeah,
in lockdown for a long time with a curfew and everything. So, I mean, all there was left to do was make music. So, there was a lot of music made. A lot.
yeah.
Let's have a fun question, Ralph. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Um, I mean, musically, I would love to have the power to have a pure connection between the thoughts in my head musically and what my hands are doing.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. That would be that. I don't play any instrument. I mean, I know maybe two songs on guitar. Other than that,
Mm.
uh, I just don't have the focus and the attention span to sit there and learn. So I have a lot of respect for you guys,
That's
and my
definitely something I struggle with. Yeah, it takes a lot of focus sometimes.
especially drums. I mean,
Yeah.
there is no coordination between my hands, my feet, and my brain. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. What made you want to become a musician?
Um, yeah, just when I got into like classic heavy metal and like a lot of 80s metal, it changed my world that I really felt strongly about it. I loved I loved Metallica at the time. I still love Metallica, but it's just seeing Cliff Burton especially play bass and just I see him up there, and that's what I want to be.
Absolutely, we're all. There's the bands. It evolved a lot. It influences a lot. So since you've been influenced by music, let's see. If the radio starts playing one song that would remind you of your childhood, what song would it be?
Child. Um, this might be a weird one, but say Beach Boys, Fun Fun Fun.
All right.
Just
Yeah.
reminds me of spent a lot of time at the beach as a kid, and just yeah, that was a big part of my experience growing up with the beach and listening to the Beach Boys.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a fun question because what we listen to now is not always a reflection to what we grew up listening
Certainly.
to. Definitely not in my in my case. Ralph, who would be your dream collaboration if you could collaborate with any musician, any band, uh, dead or alive? Who would it be?
Uh, I have a few. Like vocally, this is another different one, but Stephanie Hoff from Bangles. Um, I would love to have her vocals. That's something I'm working on.
Okay. I wasn't ready for this one. That's a good one. I definitely would love to hear that. Just so you guys can picture it, now that you see who he would like to collaborate, let's listen to a REOG song and let you guys hear their music. Are we going with Daily Grind or Indecision first?
Daily Grind.
All right, let's do it. Guys, this is the NYXUS podcast. I'm sitting here talking with Ralph from um, REOG. So we are going to be listening to. You did say Daily Grind, right?
Yes.
All right. See, ADHD brain. Sorry, guys. It always gets me. Don't forget to give them a subscribe to their channel, give them a thumbs up, and listen to their video, guys.
Another thing's gone.
back. We're back with Ralph from REOG that we just listened to, the Daily Grind. Um, what's the difference when you're touring between, let's say, touring in the U.S. and touring overseas? Like,
I mean, a lot of the venues are similar. I think there's a certain excitement about a band from another country being in the country that, a lot of people came out bringing a lot of energy. Indonesia is a great rock country. There's a lot of people that are very into rock, very excited about, being out to see us. Um, so yeah, a lot of this.
well, it must be really cool to be able to just go and tour in another country and have fans over there. I mean, I don't know. What's the plans for the coming months for REOG?
Um, yes, in the coming months, we're probably going to release some new songs either end of this year or early next year. Um, we're trying to put together another regional show. We're not sure where yet, but it will be sometime, but probably around middle of next year. Um, and besides that, just a few local shows around LA.
Oh, very cool. How do you think social media has changed the industry? Because in the last what you've been with the band for what you said 8 years. So just in the last 8 years, it has changed a lot. How do you think it changed? Do you think it changed for the better or for the worse?
Um, Having social media definitely for the better is it gives a lot more control to bands that you know for local bands that are not dependent on purely dependent on a label for promotion, that we can really have a space online that's there for us to present what we have and interact directly with the public. So yeah, I think it's very good for bands, especially local bands.
It gave a chance for the music scene, I think, to become bigger, to become better, um, less competitive. Because you don't need, like you said, you don't need the big labels anymore. You don't.
Mhm.
If you're ready to put in the work, I mean, you could pretty much do everything yourself. It's just a lot of work.
It's just a
Uh,
lot of work, but yeah,
yeah.
because the labels aren't giving out advanced money or record deals anymore. So
No. No.
that's really the avenue. That's really the only avenue to
Yeah.
put yourself out there.
You don't need the big labels anymore. It's not because of social media. It's not necessary. And I think that's why there is so many music out there right now. I mean, there's more music that we can consume.
Yes,
Uh, it,
it's also
it,
can be a bad thing, but
since I started the podcast, it's amazing how much. And people are like, "Oh, did you hear this new song?" And I'm like, "Nope, I don't really have time to listen to the
mm,
radio anymore." I'm like so like deep into like the podcast and the music that we see on the podcast. There's so many great bands that are not played on the radio, that are not mainstream, and I don't know. It's weird.
yes, it's a competitive market in itself to get
Abs-
discovered. But
Absolutely, but it's so worth it. It's so fun
mm,
to see all these bands. When you get in front of the audience, where does your mind go?
um, I'm pretty focused on the music. But yeah, there's also the whole interaction with the audience that you're really in tune with. Hopefully can have people right up there in the crowd that you can have that interaction with, and feel with them how they're feeling the music.
It's an exchange of energy.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys feed off the crowd feed off of you guys. Are you guys very energetic in your performance?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, we put a lot out into every performance. Hopefully, the audience will feel that.
It's always fun to see bands And there's limitation. Okay, not every band can jump around the same way another band can jump around. But it's nice to see an energy, like I said, an energy exchange
Mhm.
with the crowd is important.
You need that. That's yeah, it's very important for live music. I feel it's it's not just people hearing what they hear in the album just played live. You have to, there's a whole performance element that you want to create something that's much different than what people can hear at home.
Absolutely. How do you interact with the people?
I mean, yeah, if I see someone right up front, I'll be, encouraging them to keep going. High five people if they're up there.
That's, that's cool. What's the best piece of advice another musician ever gave you?
Um, these are kind of related, but to keep it simple and to make every note count. And that's especially for bass guitar, you want to really think about how every note you're playing is interacting with the music, and if the note's not adding to what you're playing, probably shouldn't be playing it.
And I think it's like that for everything, not just for bass guitar. I was writing music and talking with my friend Rob, that I'm making music with right now. Um, and I gave him an idea that I had on one of the songs that we're working on. And he was like, I think, too much is like not enough. He's like, you gotta let the music breathe sometime. You gotta, you don't need to put all these words. You don't need to put all. He's like, sometimes you just gotta kind of let it breathe. Um,
Yeah.
so I think
And
it's.
another place that I think music extends into life, that yeah, sometimes you just gotta let things breathe and let them, play out, not try to throw too much into things.
Exactly, exactly. What's your favorite equipment? What's your favorite rig when you're doing your shows right now? What are you using?
Um, I've always used Fender P basses. Right now, with REOG, I'm mostly using it's a hot rodded P bass with the jazz pickup. Um, yeah, and I play that into. I was using a Mesa head, but yeah, I've been playing around with like a MPEG simulation pedal that can go like direct, especially in Indonesia, because we didn't have everywhere we went there, they expected us to just plug in direct. So, it gave me that aggressive MPEG sound even going direct.
Cool. I asked this question. I'm trying to start asking this question, not necessarily because I know what you guys are talking about, but because sometimes other people do, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, that's a great way. I should do this. I should." So, hopefully that can help somebody else.
To be honest,
Um,
I'm not the biggest gearhead. I'm more. I like to just plug into the amp and let
yep.
let our fingers do the work. But I
um,
get it. Yeah, it's important.
I've had some gearheads. Josh, I'm looking at you. I don't know if he's here right now. He'll be here at the end of the month for the Halloween, one of the Halloween specials we're having. I've been warned not to start talking gear with him because he is a big gearhead and he loves pedals. So maybe we'll have an episode one day with the gearheads and we can ask them all the questions. Let's see. Let's 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 ask you an evil question. Um, I place an evil curse on you, and for the rest of your life, you can only listen to one song. What song
Oh,
would it be?
it'd definitely be Iron Maiden. 'Cause I can listen to those albums over and over again and never get tired of them. But which song? I guess Run to the Hills can never get overplayed. That song's been it's definitely overplayed, but I don't think many people ever get tired of that.
There you go. Matt will be listening to this. He did not make it tonight while he's editing. He's my audio guy, and he's been waiting for somebody to say "Bat Out of Hell" for Meatloaf. Still not tonight, Matt. I'm sorry, not tonight. Let's take a little break and listen to REOG, Indecision, and then we'll be right back with some more questions for Ralph.
Make decisions now. Make decisions now. Stop and step back. for a while. Let your eyes see, open wide. This is the beginning to love. Give a little thing, and finally I'm just indecision. Nigga says down. Nigga says down.
And we're back. I'm sitting down tonight with Ralph from REOG. Ralph, thank you for being with us tonight again. Wow, I forgot words while we were listening to music, guys. I'm sorry. Uh, what is indecision about? Do you know?
To be honest, I don't know, but maybe Sammy can comment later.
Maybe we'll get an answer. I mean, maybe if we dig around, we could probably find it somewhere on one of you guys' website or on Facebook or on the many platforms you guys are on. How would you describe REOG's music?
Um, yeah, so currently some combination of elements like a foundation in classic metal. I don't necessarily see it, but Sammy would say 90s Megadeth. But yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a thrash metal, like heavier influence in the music. But then there's also like a punk rock energy, and then especially with John, it's more some mixes in some technical drumming, some newer type of rhythms. It's very so it's an element of a lot of different styles, but at the heart of it, it's very rhythmic music with technical lead guitars on top of that and melodic vocals with the melody that you can sing along to.
Awesome, that's a very good explanation. Other than music, do you have any other hobbies?
Myself, so I'm pretty into tango dancing. But another surprise answer.
Another surprising answer, yes. You've been doing tango dancing for a long time?
On and off, but actively the last, like 2 or 3 years.
Very cool. I mean, I love that question because I love those surprising answer where it's out of the box. It's not something that, tango dancing. I mean, we haven't had that answer yet. So it's a good one.
Probably not.
If you could build your own tour lineup, let's say REOG would be touring with 4 other bands. What 4 bands do you bring with you?
um, be too many. Yeah, I'd love to play with Iron Maiden. I guess we'll throw in Megadeth for Sammy. We're all pretty into Megadeth. Um, if for me, I love Manowar. Would love to tour with them. For a fourth one, we'll throw in our favorite Texas band to tour with, Jessica. They're an up and coming band that we played with several times, and we love them.
Awesome. It's a pretty good tour lineup. That pretty fun show. Well, we're getting towards the end of the episode. Before I let you go, what would you like to say to anybody that could be listening right now? What should we be on the lookout? Where can we find you guys? Anything. Anybody you want to say thank you to, it's time now. The floor's yours.
Yeah, just definitely check out. We'll have upcoming shows posted on our Facebook page. Facebook would probably have more of the most current information. Also, videos, pictures of shows. But you can also check out our website, reogmusic.com. Yeah, we'll have a couple of videos coming out in the next couple of months that feature footage from um, two different cities we filmed in Indonesia. So we filmed in Jogja and Bali. So that will be coming out pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that. Um, yeah, and I just would definitely like to thank everybody that worked with us to make the Indonesia tour happen. Novi, our tour manager, was amazing. There's too many people to name, but the crew was amazing. People were amazing. Everybody was really supportive of helping us on the tour. So huge shout out and thank you to everybody.
It probably, I'm sure it takes a lot of people to make something like that happen.
There was a lot going on the ground, and yeah, a lot of people did a lot to help us make that happen.
That's amazing. I mean, like I said earlier, it must be an incredible feeling to, go all the way to another country and have a crowd there to welcome you, like fans all
Mhm.
the way over there. That's incredible.
It was an amazing feeling, yeah, because going over there, we don't know what to expect, but yeah, everyone was so welcoming. It was really great.
That's amazing. Before I let you go, Ralph, I have one last question. It is dubbed the NYXUS question now because it finishes every episode that we ever do. Um, Mental health is something that we take very seriously. There's always somebody watching. You never know who's watching. I see the counter in the corner of the my screen there, and I can see people popping in and out all night long. And not everybody comments, and that's okay. But you never know who could be listening and who could need to hear the advice, who could uh, need to hear whatever you could tell yourself. The NYXUS question is pretty simple. If you had a chance to sit down with a younger version of yourself, a younger you, what would you tell little Ralph? It could be at any point of your life, at any age. What's that one advice you wish that somebody would have told you?
Um, I guess it would be just to always manage your expectations, like pursue your dreams, but manage your expectations and always, have your goals in mind, but just kind of let everything, kind of be what they are and not expect it to be something beyond what it is, and just enjoy what you're doing and learn how to enjoy what you're doing versus, what it could be.
Definitely very important advice there. Don't expect something that can never happen. Just enjoy what you have, enjoy what is going on. I always say, celebrate even the small victories are important in life.
Definitely.
Well, Ralph, thank you so much for taking the invitation. Thank you, Benjamin, for setting up the interview for us. Ben has been really good to us, sending us a lot of great bands. I'm discovering a lot of amazing bands. REOG is now added to the list of bands that I have just discovered. Hopefully, we help you guys with a bit of promotion and everything. When the album is ready to come out, just let me know and we can help you guys. And um, I can't wait to hear the
Yeah,
new version of the songs.
we'll definitely do that.
Awesome. Well, Ralph, thank you again for being here. I hope you have an amazing night. And
You too. We really
thank,
appreciate you having us on.
it's my pleasure. Guys, thank you for being here at the NYXUS podcast. Good night.